Hello, sweetheart. I'm going to read you a beautiful story so you can feel warm and cozy under your blankets. If you want, you can set your phone or tablet aside and let your imagination spark to life. The Gentle River. In a quiet place called Summerbend Valley, there flowed a gentle river that looked like a long ribbon of glass. It moved slowly, quietly, always in the same soft direction, as though it had all the time in the world. The villagers simply called it the Gentle River, because even on windy days, its surface stayed calm and smooth. Along the riverbanks grew tall grass that swayed in slow waves. Soft blue wildflowers dotted the ground, opening their petals wide to greet the sun every morning. Sometimes, if the breeze was warm enough, their petals would give off the faintest scent, sweet, like honey mixed with sunshine. Living in a small wooden cabin beside the river was a young otter named Pip. Pip was gentle, curious, and always calm. He loved quiet things, like smooth stones, drifting clouds, and the soft ripples the river made when fish swam beneath the surface. Every morning, Pip would wake with the sun, stretch his little paws, and head down to the river to begin his day. He didn't go there to fish or to swim fast or to splash around like other otters. Pip went to float. Floating was his favorite thing in the world. He would lie on his back on the warm surface of the river, paws resting on his belly, eyes half closed. The river carried him gently, inch by inch, as the clouds lazily drifted across the sky above. One morning, Pip padded down to the river with a small yawn. The grass was cool beneath his feet, and the sunlight glowed warm and golden. Birds perched on nearby branches and chirped soft morning songs. Everything felt peaceful. Pip stepped into the shallow water. It was the perfect temperature, cool enough to wake him up, warm enough to feel like a gentle hug. He lay back and let the current guide him. The river moved slowly, barely rocking him at all. Pip drifted past tall reeds where dragonflies hovered in the air like tiny shimmering jewels. Their wings caught the sunlight and sparkled softly. "That's nice," Pip whispered to himself, smiling. A little farther along, he passed a family of ducks resting in the shade. They were sitting in a perfect line on an old tree trunk that had fallen into the water. Some ducklings were still sleepy, nestled under their mother's wings. They blinked slowly at Pip and gave him little nods of hello. Pip waved a paw. The river carried him onward. As he drifted deeper into the valley, he felt the soft breeze brush through his whiskers. It felt cozy, like a slow sigh. Overhead, the cloud shaped like a giant pillow drifted across the sky. Pip watched it for a while, letting the quietness fill him up. He floated until he reached his favorite place along the river Big Bend, where the water widened into a shallow pool. The surface was so still that it reflected the sky like a mirror. Tall willow trees grew along both sides, their long branches dipping into the water like sleepily stretched fingers. Pip let the river guide him into the pool, and the water cradled him like a soft blanket. He closed his eyes for a moment. He breathed in, he breathed out. Then he heard a tiny splash. Opening one eye, Pip spotted a small turtle sitting on a flat rock nearby. Its shell was mossy and round, and its tiny head poked out slowly as though waking from a nap. "Good morning, Pip," the turtle said in a warm, slow voice. "Good morning, Mossy," Pip replied. "Floating again?" Mossy asked. "Always," Pip said. "It feels extra peaceful today." Mossy nodded in agreement, the motion so slow that it made Pip feel even sleepier. "The river is calm," Mossy said. "The wind is soft, the sun is warm, a perfect day for resting." Pip smiled and closed his eyes again. The willow branches above rustled softly, brushing the surface of the water with a quiet shh sound. The leaves swayed back and forth in a lazy rhythm, as if the trees were humming a lullaby. Pip took a slow breath. The smell of warm grass and river water mixed together into something gentle and soothing. Mossy slipped off his rock and into the water with barely a ripper. He floated beside Pip, their bodies drifting side by side in the slow current. They stayed like that a long time. Note speaking. note thinking, just floating. From time to time, a fish would swim beneath them, making tiny circles in the water. A butterfly would drift past, its wings flapping in slow motion. Even the clouds above seemed to move at the perfect, sleepy pace. Eventually, Pip spoke quietly. "Mossy, do you ever feel like the river is singing?" Mossy blinked slowly. "All the time," he said. "It sings the song of peaceful days." Pip listened, and he heard it, the soft murmur of water slipping past rocks, the gentle rust of leaves overhead, the distant hum of insects in the grass. A warm heaviness settled in Pip's body, a calm stillness wrapped around him. His paws loosened, his breathing slowed. The river carried him like a cradle, the breeze whispered through the reeds. The sunlight wrapped him in soft, golden warmth. Pip closed his eyes completely now. His thoughts drifted like clouds. Everything felt safe. Everything felt gentle. Everything felt slow. Mossy floated beside him, also quiet, also peaceful. And in that calm, dreaming moment, the whole valley seemed to breathe with them, softly, warmly, sleepily. Soon Pip drifted into a warm, cozy nap, floating gently on the surface of the gentle river, rocked by the quiet world around him, held by the hush of Willowmere Valley, until his dreams arrived like soft feathers falling from the sky. Good night, sweetheart.